Collective Voices for Healing is a pilot project developed with and for survivors of sexual violence who are navigating the criminal justice system. Rooted in transformative justice principles and the arts, it offers an alternative, healing-centered approach to the existing victim impact statement. Currently, survivors whose perpetrators are convicted have the opportunity to present a victim impact statement to the court. That statement is then used as evidence of harm to justify harsher sentences. While the victim impact statement is often celebrated for its role in giving voice to victims, in practice it perpetuates the systemic silencing, discounting, and marginalization of survivor voices. Participation is limited to the less than 0.5% of survivors whose perpetrators are convicted. Structural barriers and trauma prevent many who are eligible from participating. And for those who do participate, the process is neither survivor nor healing-centered. Ultimately, the victim impact statement reproduces the social conditions of inequality at the root of sexual violence. Survivor participation is exploited to increase the punitive powers of the state. That participation often leads to secondary victimization for survivors, and the increasingly harsh sentences imposed disproportionately impact racialized offenders and contribute to the hyper-incarceration of marginalized communities. So how do we address these harms, recenter healing, and align the victim impact statement with its goal of giving voice to victims? Collective Voices for Healing seeks to shift the victim impact statement from an individual responsibility of survivors to a collective process rooted in the arts and community care. It shifts the use of the victim impact statement from a tool for punishment to a resource for healing, and it expands the pool of survivor voices that are heard in the criminal justice system by opening participation to any individual who has reported an experience of sexual violence to police. Collective Voices for Healing is a peer-facilitated photo voice project that will run in 16-week cycles. It uses an arts and community-based participatory action approach to knowledge creation through documentary photography and poetry. The photo voice method is rooted in intersectional feminist theory and critical pedagogies for collective consciousness raising. As a result, it has the capacity to rigorously center the knowledge, lived experiences, and healing of survivors. Survivors will have opportunities for learning and knowledge exchange about the impacts of trauma and sexual violence. They will also have support as they explore and document those impacts. At the end of each 16-week cycle, the collective photo voice gallery will replace the individual victim impact statement for survivors whose perpetrators are convicted. The immediacy of images will be harnessed to facilitate dialogue about the impacts of sexual violence among survivors, offenders, community members, and key actors in the criminal justice system. The gallery will also become a collective knowledge resource for the next cycle of participants to both draw on and contribute to. This initiative does rely on a critical shift away from the instrumental approach to the victim impact statement, in which a survivor's statement directly informs sentencing, to an expressive approach in which the focus is on facilitating dialogue and communication. So how will we bring this project to life? Strong partnerships across sectors are essential. Governmental organizations like the Victim Witness Assistance Program and Toronto Victim Services will centralize access and referrals to the pilot project. Partnerships with not-for-profit organizations, such as the Ontario Network of Sexual Assault and Domestic Violence Care Centres, will ensure the project is supported by frontline workers who are skilled in and knowledgeable about community-based approaches to trauma healing and intersectional feminist approaches to anti-violence work. A partnership with the University of Toronto will engage a small team of researchers who are trained in the photo voice method to guide the development and implementation of the project, train peer facilitators, lead evaluation processes, and publish reports about findings. Collaboration with Rittenhouse and New Vision and the Ontario Human Rights Tribunal will ensure effective advocacy towards legislative change, specifically the implementation of an expressive approach to the victim impact statement for the purposes of this pilot project. Finally, funding will be sought out in the form of special project grants from organizations like the Ontario Trillium Foundation. Research funding will also resource both the Photo Voice project itself, as well as the evaluation of anti-carceral and healing-centered approaches to sexual violence within the criminal justice system. Ultimately, this project is about planting one small seed of change, and exploring what becomes possible when we refuse to differentiate healing from justice.
Created using Powtoon.